Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Through the Eyes, presented by Arrow Investments. Today, we are joined by a very special guest. It is John W. Rogers, the captain of the 1980 Ivy League champions. And John, thanks for joining us here today on Through the Eyes.
It was exciting to be here.
And we're going to take a look at a very important moment in your basketball playing days. But it's not with the Princeton Tigers. It's actually against the GOAT, Michael Jordan, as he had an opportunity to host campers, and you were a part of that. Tell us about that experience and what it was like.
Well, it was truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I used to go to the Michael Jordan Fantasy Camp, which was called Senior Flight School for campers 35 years and older. And it was really fun. You know, you got to have a name coach like Coach K or Roy Williams coaching you. I had Jack Ramsey one year. At NBA referees. It was a really all-encompassing kind of fun thing. Every once in a while, you'd see people like Mark Cuban would be there, Damon Wayans, the comedian, and interesting group of people to play with. And every year at the camp, one morning, he would challenge any camper to a game of one-on-one. And in my last year of the camp, on my fourth year, I decided I would give it a shot. I just raised my hand, hoped he would pick on me, and I got this opportunity to go one-on-one with him. It was right after his last year with the Wizards, and it was just something, again, I'll never forget.
So Michael Jordan retires from the NBA, 2003. You get into this camp. So he's fresh off of that run. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some clips from your one-on-one game with him. And we're going to start out by taking a look at the initial possessions of the game where it's you going at him on the offensive side. Take us through this.
Don't be mad at me. I'm just too good.
Well, you know, he would always let all the campers maybe make a basket or two. You know, he wasn't going to be too tough, and then he would clamp down, usually, and try to block the last shots. And what would inevitably happen is campers would get nervous, they'd get uncomfortable. He would talk trash, and he always won. No one ever beat him in the first 7 years of the camp. So I think I took advantage of that opportunity. He was probably very overconfident, and again, he let me make a couple of easy baskets in the beginning.
So we're going to go to the second clip here in a second where he turns the tables and he's on the offensive side. What's he saying to you here?
You know, he's just sort of making fun about how hard I'm playing the defense, and, you know, he's like making it clear as he's talking that he's going to win. You know, no one's going to beat him. It's his camp, and, you know, what do you think you're going to make a game out of this? But I was fortunate. He was shooting jump shots, and I think he was doing that because he was tired. He'd played maybe 15 campers, 20 campers by then, because he'd been dunking on everybody else. And for some reason, he's shooting jump shots on me, which was a real advantage because then he started to miss a couple and gave me a chance to get back into the contest.
He didn't have anything against you about the shoes you had on, did he?
Well, he did. He made a point of making fun of my Adidas. And I tried to get him to sign the Adidas that evening. And, of course, he was like, absolutely not. What are you thinking? And ironically, I joined the Nike board a couple of years ago. And so I have to make sure that I don't talk too much about the fact that I used to wear Adidas. And it was one of those things that I started wearing them when I was playing at Princeton and always just sort of kept wearing them. But now I've switched to Nike, of course.
So let's take a look here at the last bucket. And you've got a chance to grab the win.
Yeah, I'll always remember that when the ball was in the air on that last shot, I could hear him say, "Oh no." You know, Coach Thompson had me on his radio show, and it was really kind of a special experience. People sort of made it kind of special. But, you know, Coach Carrill always said I was a pretty good one-on-one player. I could make twisting, spinning shots with my left or right hand. But he always say, unfortunately, it's a 5-on-5 game, and the fact you're legally blind hurts you a lot more in a full court game than it does in a one-on-one game. So he always put me in my place when he came to that.
Well, the days with Coach Carrill and in Jadwin Gym obviously served you well. John W. Rogers Jr., thanks for joining us on Through the Eyes.
Thank you.